We are live. My dog cam isn't working, so I'll turn that off. Good news, everyone! After 24 hours, it looks like... I haven't tried to fly yet, but it looks like we're in. Tell all your friends. Let me share the stream, and then we're going to see what happens if I actually try to fly something, because I've heard nightmares. Post on X. Welcome, welcome. We are finally live. We're actually doing it. So before I get started, I want to answer some of the questions yesterday that people in the chat had. So there's a question about the community folder. I found out about this. So if you do go into your app data roaming folder and then into Flight Simulator 2024, there's a file in there called usercfg.opt at the bottom. If you open that in Notepad or Notepad++, right at the bottom of it, you can change the target directory of where your community folder is. So that's in the app data roaming, Flight Simulator 2024, in the file called usercfg.opt. At the bottom of that file, you can change the location of your community folder. It's called installed packages path, and then it's an inverted comma, so you can change that path to whatever you want. Once you do that and then you reboot the sim, your community folder will be wherever you want it, so it doesn't have to be on your C drive. The other question, so I did get in last night, but I wanted my first flight to be live on stream. So when I got in last night, I just did some config. Well, it worked for me. When I did it, when I did that last night, for me it worked, and it moved my community folder over. And then when I got in last night, as I didn't do any flights, so I don't know how that's all going to work, but I did try to set up my config, because the default config just wasn't how I fly with this stick anyway. So I fixed all that, and then I moved my rolling cache, because they put that into the app roaming as well. So if you... I moved my rolling cache to my D drive as well, and I made it 300 gigabytes instead of the 16 gig default. So that's the config that I did. Let's see, now that people have had a chance to jump in. Please do like the stream and share it if you want to support me. I have been here since 12 o'clock today, and we did like 7 hours yesterday. So appreciate if you can like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Would you believe, just as I tried to stream, my OBS failed. So I've had to put in the stream key directly, so that's now working anyway. And my dog cam isn't working, but I don't want to mess about with that right now. So we're going to jump into the career. That's what we're going to do, because that's what I wanted to start with. So let's see if it will work. So that's my character I created. It's about as close to me as I could get. I don't know if I let you change different beards, but anyway, that was as close as I could get. Black t-shirt and blue jeans, that's me. We will start where I did my actual PPL in real life, so we'll do EGPE, which hopefully is a low traffic airfield. Oh, it's not going to let me, because EGPE is obviously too big an airfield to start to learn from. Okay, so I wonder if I can do where I did my CPL then. Will Dundee work? Let me see if it'll let me have Dundee. Didn't really want to do it at Dundee though, but we can try. EGPN, yeah. Is that an option? Oh, that is an option. Okay, let's do it at Dundee. Why not? Yeah, move your cache somewhere different and make it bigger. I mean, I haven't tried if it's actually going to make any difference, but I wanted to make my cache as big as possible, so that if I do load in all the high quality graphics and stuff, I don't have to do that every time, especially if I'm flying in the same areas. So Dundee was where I did my CPL training and my ATPL training, because it won't let me have Inverness because I guess Inverness is too big of an airport. Now we'll see if it'll actually load in or if we're just going to be stuck hovering here. There's been people saying that you do get stuck hovering here for a while. Yeah, Matthew, 80 is a good size too. I just didn't want it to be bound by it at all. So we'll hover here and see what happens. Sadly, I'm not seeing too much activity. Oh, well, no, actually, it's receiving 1 megabit per second, which, not a huge amount. I would expect it to have been getting more than that. They still have server issues. I received the dev and stream discussions. Yeah, I think they're going to just keep having issues. The thing is, some people are getting in. When I got into the sim this time, I killed it after waiting for 2 hours to get to 17%. I killed it and it took about 15 minutes, I think. And then it let me at least into the menus this time. So we'll sit here for a couple of minutes and see what happens. It does appear to be receiving data just incredibly slowly, so we'll wait and see what it does. The release of Stalker 2. Hopefully the release of Stalker 2 will ease the load. People will jump over and do that. I'd just like to see if the config that I had set up for my controllers and everything has worked or not. Because there's been some reports of people setting up config buttons to do certain things, and then actually when you get in, it doesn't actually let you do it, or it doesn't respond. Now it could be that they've not selected their correct profile to be live. But yeah, so far I'm not seeing these improved loading screens that we were all promised. It loads a lot faster than 2020. No, I think it took me about 24 hours. When 2020 came out, I think it took me about 24 hours to install it because it was like 200 gig or something like that, right? And I had a really slow internet at the time. So if it's taking me 24 hours to get in, I didn't save any time versus just downloading the content locally. But if I downloaded it locally, then I would no longer be reliant on their servers. That would have been the benefit of having it as a local copy. I think a lot of folk are complaining about that. There's also people complaining that they can't choose a new starting point for their career. I think if you reset your career, you might be able to. But there's people who have chosen like their local field and it hasn't rendered properly. It's had like trees on the runway and things, and then they can't do the career. So if you do get in, let me know your experience with that. So yeah, now we are, I guess, on the next loading screen. I really wish they would give you like a loading bar or something. The spinning circle is not helpful. And I don't know about you guys if you work from home or what your deal is, but I actually took today off to to play this sim, and this is about as far as I've got. Bad performance in game also because of the servers, the world planes, and always stream to your PC. Yeah, that's why I was hoping. I was hoping, Matthew, that by having a massive rolling cache, that it would just download it to my PC and not stream it constantly. I guess it's a massive test for their. I forget the service was called. I did test it. I was one of their beta testers for the Xbox like streaming apps, or you didn't install anything, you could access it on like your phone or your tablet or whatever. I tried that, didn't work too well for me, especially for games that required quick reflexes. The sort of ping or the delay between your controls and then their servers just made some games unplayable. I guess for Fight Sim it's probably not going to be so bad. Like, you don't need immediate latency for Fight Sim, but if this was streaming, just like a Netflix stream, that would probably actually work better than whatever it's trying to do right now. That's why the world is not loading. Stalker 2. Descent into London. Well, good luck on your descent into London. I'm going to give this another, well, another few minutes, and then I might go back and, I guess, select it again. Maybe restarting it will work. I don't know how much data it needs to bring down, but it's only bringing down 1 megasecond. I would expect to need more than that for it to work, and especially if we're in the career mode. Yeah, you could still fly whilst you're in your meeting, Nick. Whilst we wait, I wonder if the dog cam's come back. No, it hasn't. I don't know why OBS just said today was going to be the day that it was going to crash on me too. Right as I got in to Flight Sim. I joined the Discord as well, but that doesn't seem to be proving particularly fruitful. It's just more people complaining about the same stuff. It's kind of mental. Okay, you get in. Does it work? Unable to type. First mission career. Okay. So people are saying, does it work now? No. Cessna sometimes appears in the hangar, sometimes not. I only have the 152 in my hangar. I thought the 172 was supposed to be there. I don't know. It seems people are getting in. I haven't even got to a hangar. If I go back. Does it let me choose a different starting point? Where does it think is acceptable starting points? Fort William doesn't have a runway. When you zoom in, it says you can't have Inverness. Aberdeen's probably a big port as well. They're probably not going to let you have Aberdeen. No. It's interesting that they flagged it like that. We'll try Dundee again. Just see if creating a new request. It just seems to be a case of keep trying to get till you get into the server. I don't want to kill this stream or kill the game now, like we're in. So I'm gonna keep hitting it until I get to the next stage. 1.2 coming down. It's still not. Weird. It seems to be sending more. It seems to be uploading more than it's downloading. Doesn't make any sense. How many of you have refunded it? How many of you just went to hell with it and actually done the refund? So Stalker 2 should be out now, so hopefully, theoretically, that means I should I should have more access as people stop playing or trying to play this. I wonder what the user count is. Nope, it's only increasing. 12,300, according to Steam anyway, are now playing. My thing about the refund is I actually want to play the sim. So I'm torn. I'm like, I don't want to refund it because I actually want to play it. I want it to be a success. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna do the same there. I mean, I have more than 12 hours. See what my actual time is. Oh, it won't tell me till I close it, will I? So the last time I closed it, I had 11.5 hours. And I haven't got off the ground yet. I think that's pretty damn shocking. Come on. I imagine it will be the same, whether it's free flight or career. I don't think like it would be any better if I tried to do free flight, or if I tried to do one of the lessons. We could try it, since this doesn't appear to be doing anything. Let's just go and see if one of the other activities will work. Let's see if I can do flight training. Takeoff and landing. Let's just try and get a takeoff. Let's just see if a lesson would fit. It won't even let me select it. Click. And then nothing. Am I supposed to get like a confirm button or something? Because don't have it. Did anybody see there was supposed to be an option? I saw this in the really short beta weekend trial thing. I didn't get in, but I watched a bunch of the videos on it. Did anybody get the chance to record their own voice for autopilot? Not for autopilot, for ATC. I don't recall seeing that option. I wanted to see what the terms and conditions behind that were. And whether or not like they were claiming complete rights and ownership of your likeness for doing the ATC thing or not. But I didn't see the option. So yeah, it looks like I can't get into any of the other training either. Hopefully. Tell me if my microphone cuts off, because I'm loading Discord. And it shouldn't, but it might. I want to see what people are saying. CAC. God, I can't type over my mouse. Can't get first career mission to load. Just circles. They've got a post time limit on the Discord. So I guess my message is CAC. Just let me edit it. I don't want to post again. Anyone having having problems with the game just crashes when you finally get into the fight? No. Because I can't get into the fight. Well, if you're enjoying watching me suffer, we are only 4 subs away from 1,000. So I know it's cringe to ask, but if you could hit the sub button, that would be great. It'd be cool if we could hit 1,000 today. I'd be much happier to earn it by actually flying, rather than watching a loading screen with you all. That's what I wanted to do. I got all excited. You know, I held off because I didn't want to do another 6-hour stream of loading screens, so I held off. Be grateful that, I guess be grateful. That's the wrong way to look at it. I'm grateful that you have come back. You know, I've been sitting here since 12 o'clock. But at least, yeah, we're all suffering together. I just wonder if it's running really, really slow, and if I leave it long enough, it will download enough data, or if it's not actually doing anything because I'm not getting any kind of significant download speed. It does chew up your graphics card though. My 3070 Ti is currently pinned at around 80% minimum and 66 degrees. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, yeah, hey Jojo, how you doing? You got in, did you? And then... Oh yeah, so in Scotland it's -3 degrees, okay? -3 centigrade. For anybody in America, we use different units here. And yeah, I have my windows just in the sort of what I call the locked open position, if you know what I mean. Like, you can't open it, but it's like a lock, the first open, and that seems to be enough just to keep the room at a steady temperature enough not to have my computer overheat. But yeah, because I open it, it'll be too much. I'll freeze. It'll get down to 0 degrees in here, which would be great for the graphics card, but bad for the pilot. Someone said they've just done a restart, and it's still glitched. They can't do anything. Someone said delete and reinstall. Probably your client got corrupted yesterday. So no, the marketplace is implemented, Jojo. What they said, they did make an announcement about this before launch, that they said that the third parties didn't want people downloading and trying to install planes that were configured for 2020 but weren't fully tested for 2024. So it was actually the third party people on the marketplace that asked Microsoft to delay launching the marketplace. So at least that was configured, but yeah, it would be nice if, you know, I could get into the first... In fact, it's not even the first thing, is it? Because it'll load me into the hangar. Because I've watched some of the videos when people had the beta that weekend. So I'm not even loading into the hangar. Never mind my first flight. Because I guess I would then be able to choose my career mode, right? No way, I let the community folder in hat system disk. So, Jojo, I don't know if you were here when I started this stream. You can move the community folder. Um, you just have to make a setting change. So if you go into the roaming folder in app data, so your C drive, app data, roaming, Flight Sim 2024, there is a file in there called user CFG, user config. It's an OPT file. If you edit the line at the bottom, yeah, then it moves it to your D drive or wherever you want to put it, whatever you call it. And then I've also, I got in last night and I updated my cache. So I made my cache 300 gigs and I put it again on my gaming drive instead of on my C drive. So I've done the community folder change. I haven't installed anything in it, I suppose. So possibly not. But it seems to be working. I mean, when I did it and then I reloaded the sim, it did create the folders where I gave it the path to. So I'm fairly confident that's going to work. And then, as I updated the cache, and that's all I did. Well, and then I tried to do some of the config for the controller last night. Part of me wishes I'd done a flight, but as I said, I wanted my first flight to be on the stream. I wonder if, I don't want to do a free flight, but I wonder if I can just do a free flight. Well, let me pick an aircraft. Let's see. What have we got? And not that anything's... Oh look, half my aircraft haven't even loaded in. Brilliant. If I select the longitude that hasn't loaded in, do you think it'll actually load? Probably not. We can find out though. Well, what do I want to configure about it? Newcastle, Edinburgh, Glasgow. Interesting, let's pick these ones. Let's just see Edinburgh. Depart. Do I have to pick an arrival? Oh, it's hung. It's hung, it's not loading the runways. We could be about to be getting kicked out. That feels like it's hung. Yep, my GPU usage has just crashed. And... oh, interesting. YouTube reloaded. Like the Desert Area 51. Yeah, it would be lovely. You won't make changes to the comp. Oh, and there it goes. So, let's see. If I hit play, will I end up in a massive queue now that it's basically the end of the workday? Community. How many are playing? 12,200. Okay, so Crash Simulator. Brilliant. I'm glad you got in, Jojo. I'm glad you got a game, or at least a flight. Hey, Descent, how are you? Yeah, impressive crashing, yep. I've been trying to get in since yesterday at 4 o'clock, but today I started at 12 o'clock, which was 4 hours and 18 minutes ago. It does seem to jump quicker though, as you see here, like it gets to 10% quite quickly now. Where it used to say like 2 or 6%. It doesn't make it any better though if you get in and then can't actually do anything. I haven't had my first flight yet, Descent. I am trying to... yeah, I think I showed some of you yesterday. I have a rage quit button on my Stream Deck, which literally just powers off my computer. It's a force shutdown command. I haven't got there yet, but if you ask my wife, I was extremely stressed a little bit earlier on today at this not working. That I was it's just like, it's insane. I understand first few hours or whatever, but we're now 24 hours after launch, and we're still back watching the this 2-minute video loop. But yeah, I haven't had my first flight yet. I say I got in last night, and so what I decided to do last night, because I got in about 20 minutes after I stopped streaming, kicking myself. But anyway, I used the time to move over my cache, move over my community folder, and configure a bunch of the settings on my joystick and stuff, and my stream deck, so my autopilot and everything. Touch wood, I don't have any wood here. Should work. But then I thought, well, if I'm getting in, I'll get in the morning, and then I can stream with everybody. And yeah, well, we got in after 4 hours, or well, it was 3.5 hours, right? I started about 3:30. I got in after about 3.5 hours, and then it wouldn't let me start the career mode. It's just spinning. So we'll see how quickly it activates the packages now. Because now that I've started streaming, I'm not going to stop for a few hours anyway. Yeah, everything's on SSD. I have no spinning drives on my computer. I think it's a server problem. So Matthew was saying that they're still having server problems. So I'm running a Ryzen 9 3900X 12-core processor. I have 32 gig of RAM. I have a NVIDIA 3070 Ti, and my internet connection's about 250 meg. There should be no issues on my side, and all my drives are SSDs. High-end Samsung SSDs. So, it shouldn't be my side. So, I don't understand why it has to activate the packages every time. I don't know what that means, but it's like, surely I've got the core packages already downloaded, and they should already be active. Because I've been in the game, and I've set up my character. So at least I don't get stuck there. I don't get stuck on the character creation page. It does skip that and take me to the main menu, which is good because I have a character now. A lot of people are still getting stuck on that character creation page. But now I would like to start my career. I would like to start flying. Some people got in and actually got flying, and then it's quite funny because you'll see them complaining on the forums that they haven't been able to get through the career enough in one day to start owning their own plane. They're like, oh, I've done, I don't know, 10 flights. Why can't I own my own plane yet? It's like, guy, like, realize some of us can't even get into the sim. You know, like, you should be happy that, you know, you're flying. Go through, get all the certifications in the career, and then worry about starting your own company and buying your first planes. You know, that's going to be, I don't even know how many hours that'll take, but I imagine quite a few. Yeah, my PC's alright. Obviously, it could always be better. We'll wait and see what happens this year with the 50 series graphics cards. Before I had the 3070 Ti, I ran my 980 Ti for 4 years. So I'm not like even a single generation. I'm not even a every second generation upgrade. If my PC it works, and I don't feel the need to upgrade. Like, some people want to be at the cutting edge all the time, and I used to be like that. Now I'm at the case of like, well, if it works and I can get decent 1440p gaming, I don't even need 4K. And so I get decent 1440p and I can stream at the same time without having to have a second PC for streaming. I'm a happy man, really. So I might be able to eke this out another year or so, possibly more, before I would feel the need to do an upgrade. But at that point, I think I would have to upgrade the motherboard and a bunch of other settings on my computer, or features on my computer as well, because my motherboard, I think, only has PCIe 3. It's not a PCIe 4 board, because I think I got the last AMD processors before they switched to the whatever the new one is. So yeah, my Ryzen 9 3900X. It's a powerful processor, and I never max it out that much unless I'm rendering videos for YouTube. But depends how these AAA games go in the future. I'm vamping whilst we see if this thing will actually let us in. I find once, as we said yesterday, once it hits sort of 17, it starts probably loading in. It jumps to like 21, and then it either jumps to 97 and doesn't let you in, or it then jumps and lets you in. So yeah, the old game was single-threaded. It wasn't multi-threaded, so it didn't matter if you had a fancy processor, even with like 8 cores or whatever the standard would be. It just couldn't take advantage of anything like that, like a 12 or a 16 core, because it was single-threaded gaming. This is theoretically multi-threaded, so it should be able to take more advantage of what you've got, therefore extending the life of your hardware. There's often not a reason to upgrade your hardware every year, or even every couple of years these days. Especially if you buy, let's say, the best you can afford at the time. When you buy it, then I find it lasts quite a long time. If you buy middle of the road every time, then you're going to have to upgrade to middle of the road every time. But I try to buy the best I can afford, and then hopefully get 3 years out of it or whatever. Struggling 30 FPS. Are you in, Jojo? Are you actually flying? Have you actually managed to get in and actually get a flight to load? Because I have heard people saying that they're having problems with the frame rate. I've taken the recommendation. It said high, so I haven't upgraded to ultra. Settings. I've left it at high just to see what it does, because I'm hoping that Nvidia will, at some point soon, release an update for whatever the Nvidia utility is called. I can then just use the optimization there, and it'll enable DLSS and all the upscaling and everything to make best use of my graphics card. That's what I'm hoping for. Well, I'm still jealous. I couldn't even get free flight to load. I went in and tried to do a free flight, and it just crashed out on me. So we're at 17%. Hopefully that means shortly it'll jump up. Surprised it doesn't have FSR 3, because they did release an updated driver for my graphics card. It might not have been FSR 3, but yeah, it certainly said 4 Flight Sim 2024. Yeah, I'm just streaming my pain at this point. I should just call it Self-Torture Simulator or something. I don't know, that's my stream name. YouTube might take me down though if I did. See, so once it starts basically unpackaging or whatever, right? Once it's done whatever the activation thing is, it starts unpackaging, it jumps right up. So I'm like, I have whatever those activation things are. Don't make me activate every time. Just let me in. I don't know what world data it's loading in. Unless that just means the database. Okay, let's see if it's going to do it this time. Start career. What did we say? EGPN. Was it EGPN? Yeah, EGPN. Go straight in nodally. See if that gives me anything. It's never too late to give up. We don't give up. But I'm letting me get a spinning circle down bottom behind my head. You can't see it, but there was a spinning circle last time. I don't have that. I also don't have the. Oh, there we go. As I said, I also don't have the back option. Oh, oh, are you loading in some better data? Maybe I'm just being optimistic. I think it just loaded that from wherever it downloaded previously. What are we doing? What's the internet doing? It's pulling down 1.6. Still not overly promising. I can't give up to Zen because I have this belief that if I can get my first flight off the ground, my subs might go over 1,000 today. It's called denial, right? It's probably not going to happen, but I just have to get the thing off the ground. Going through that, was it the 5 stages of grieving? Yeah. Denial, bargaining, anger, something, and then acceptance. My co-pilot trying to tell me, but I'm getting nothing. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support of everybody over the years. Is he managed out of all the current game assets? Yeah, it could be. I mean, again, like, as you saw when I was looking through the list of planes, I didn't have all the planes downloaded that last time. Like my Cessna Longitude wasn't showing us an image. So it's possibly doing that. What might be good is if they had some sort of checksum. So instead of doing a check and downloading it every time, if the checksum matched, so it confirmed you had everything, then it didn't have to redo it, and if it didn't match, then you download it again or something like that. That way they could get past it. Entire database every time. That is awful. Yeah, what I didn't like also with 2020 was like, if you didn't want the latest world update, you couldn't skip it. You still had to download it. And so it's like, well, if I'm just going to fly, and obviously I fly over the world, but if I was only going to fly in the UK, why do I need the Japan update? And then, for anyone who doesn't know or didn't do it, you downloaded the world update, you still then had to go wait and go to the marketplace and then download like another part of the world update separately from the marketplace. So if you did want it, that was frustrating as well. Old game update felt really slow. Internet providers. It could be, but if it's coming from Asobo and Microsoft servers, I don't think the ISPs are blocking it, because you know, I never have any problems downloading updates through Steam, and I think that's the problem. They're not delivering these updates and things through the Steam network that is optimized for this stuff. I'm sure we can all attest to the fact that sort of the 12 gig initial download that we all had to do in Steam came down in like 5 minutes if you have any decent internet connection. So the fact that this isn't coming down, I don't think it's an ISP issue. It's a Microsoft throttling issue. 3 minutes to get in, to 50% and another minute to complete. That's really good. That was faster than me. But then, can you start your career, Nick? Have you done the career yet? This is doing nothing. I swear it's actually doing nothing though. Like, the cache setting, I can help you with that. You click on the cog and then you go into advanced options. Was it advanced options? No, online. And then scroll down in online. You've got rolling cache settings. So you can change your path and then your limit there. Current data consumption 1 gig. Okay. See, I wonder if it's the same sort of thing though, right? If every time I click this, is it trying to start downloading Dundee again from the beginning? It probably is. The issue I think we're finding, it's again, it could be a conspiracy, right? Like, we don't actually know, but people seem to believe that if you bought it through Game Pass or directly from Microsoft, that those players are getting priority, which would be incredibly disappointing and frustrating if that is true. You're getting in into flying balloons. I bet if I go back now and try and do just a free flight, even just a free flight. In fact, let's try activities, right? Well, let me do the flight training now. Get familiar, and I should pitch. Is this literally just reading? Do a turn. Even this is spinning. See briefing. Okay. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not going to use the Microsoft Marketplace. I want all my games in the same place. But it's sitting and spinning here again, and I'm watching my internet data, and it's still sitting at around 1 meg down. I don't really want to do that. Activity, to be honest. Let's see. Can I get it to load eGPN in for free flight? Oh, I got runways that time. Let's see what happens if I click start flight. And maybe just try and do a traffic pattern, if it'll let me in. That way we can at least test if the controls are working. Yeah, Nick's trying a free flight, spinning a map wood. Yep, I'm now having the same issue. Balloon is so peaceful. Oh, I died already. What happened? I saw on Reddit somebody's balloon was going absolutely mental. It was like flapping about. It was hilarious. Like, I want to do the lessons and stuff. I don't want to be doing free flights. You know, I want to do the career. But if I could even just test that my controls are configured correctly, that would be enough for me. I could unpin my pinned message now, can't I? Considering I am live now. It loses the air quickly. Do you have control over, like, pumping it with heat or fire? Like, what kind of control do you have? Yeah, I would have thought it would be. So yeah, even in free flight, we're having the same waiting game. Thank you for the new subs, by the way, everybody who has subbed. 997. Oh, come on. I mean, if it's going to be the same waiting game for anything, then I want to play the waiting game into the career. I apologise. I'm probably annoying people watching now, but this is the real life experience of trying to do it. So if we're going to be in the waiting game, then let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and see if we get in. It's weird because when you first select the airport, right, your internet connection, or my internet connection anyway, does start bringing down data about 3 meg for about 2 seconds, and then it drops down to 1 meg. So it's not like it's hitting the server with something, and then just not getting everything else it needs. I might be going mental, but it does appear that the data for this, the map area for this area, does seem to be looking better every time. So it is possible it's just downloading the photometric. Oh no, it went all body again. I was going to say, it is possible it's just downloading the photometric data on top of what was in my rolling cache, but then it all went back to body. It was looking a lot sharper a second ago. You have problems that launched other more obscure ones. No. I don't know what problems I'm having. There's nothing wrong with my OS. It's not an OS issue. Because I can play any other game. All my other games work. I just think it's their servers. If anybody else is looking at, like Nick, so you said you were waiting for a free flight. If you do a Control Shift Escape, I mean, if assuming you haven't got in yet, how much are you receiving data-wise? I'm sitting at 1 meg per second. It's not going up. You know, that could explain perhaps maybe if I'm having issues there, but you got in, but it's super laggy. I wonder what I'm gonna do. Right, I'm gonna try and pick a different server. Automatic North Europe, right? East USA, North Southeast Asia. I'm gonna go Southeast Asia server because it might be quite quiet right now. Because it could be the server I'm on. No, I appreciate Southeast Asia server. I'm introducing lag now to myself. But if it's a quiet server, and if it starts loading faster, instead of trying to use one of the Europe servers which are getting overloaded, I don't know what you're installing, Jojo. It's causing your computer to go all funny. I've not had any of those problems. So I'm not ready to blame my computer for this. Not yet. So even Southeast Asia server, it's still only giving me 1 meg down. Which makes me think I'm not getting much out of it. Well, I believe you. I believe you're having these issues. But I don't know what you're installing on it or what you're doing to make it happen. I'm going to give this a few minutes and just see if it does anything. I'm jealous everybody else is getting in. So Nick's in and Nick's working. It's okay, now it's a conspiracy. Now it's a conspiracy that I can't get in. Switch points is what you're saying. I'll try that. In free flight. Okay, let's just whatever, try the Cessna 400. Dundee departure. I just got the achievement complete a flight in any game mode. I haven't I haven't completed a flight. I don't know what triggered that, but I got my first achievement. Reminds me of the stories I heard at some flying schools where they don't actually let their students take off because if the doors closed and the engine's running, that's counted as flight time. The plane is legally considered flying if the doors closed and the engine's running. So to get our building, some of these schools, to try and save money, will put their student in a plane, tell them to close the door and start the engine, but not let them taxi and actually take off. So they can end up with like 1,000 hours on their logbook, and like maybe only 100 of them they've actually been flying. It's terrifying to think that those pilots might be flying your airliner in real life. But it feels like that's the same thing that's happened here. It's when you haven't taken off, but we're going to give you the achievement anyway. See if I get VR working. Now I need to punish my computer for the past day of failures. Yeah. I am, the problem is, if I restart my actual computer to try and see if there's a bug on my side, that will kill the stream. Now, I can obviously bring it all back up, but, ideally I don't want to have to. So I changed plane, as you suggested. Still spinning, and this is just me trying to get into free flight now. Simply clicking on the F-35B in the menu is looking for like triggered the achievement. Yeah, like the thing was, right, when I was considering doing a refund with Steam, the argument to Steam is to go, well, I haven't flown because you can see I haven't had the first flight achievement, which now you don't have that argument. They can go, well, you've had your first flight, we can see you've got an achievement, and you go, no, it's bugged. The achievement's bugged. So I'm getting nothing from the Asia server either, still less than a meg. And now I've lost my mouse. Just for giggles, I'm going to run a speed test on my network. That's very true. Right. I am going to try. I'm going to just try and do a complete reboot of the system and see if I can figure out what's going on. Which is going to mean dropping the stream. I will be back, hopefully soon. So watch out for a notification. I'm going to try and see if a reboot of the computer will fix this. It might be my side, but let's hope not. I'll see you all soon.